It is already the 9th of June 2025 and I have not yet checked in with a weekly vlog, so let's get to it. Grab yourself something nice to drink, maybe something to eat, as I say welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads! Let's go! Yes, hello and welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I am of course Mr. Francy and I'm truly honoured that you've once again chosen to join me today as I discuss my weekly, well, it's like more than weekly, it's been 9 days since we started the month of June, and yeah, there's a lot to get through, including reading. So normally if you are new, hello and welcome. If not, welcome back. But if you are new, normally I split up my weekly vlogs into 3 sections. The first is a personal life update. The second is talking about what I'm currently watching. And the third is an update on my reading. I'm going to skip the watching section because I have some personal life update that I want to discuss. And then I have a lot of reading to discuss with you all. 9 days. I've read a lot of books. All right, so let's begin. So first up with the personal life update, I want to just take a moment to ask all of you, how are you doing? How was the first 9 days in the month of June gone for you? Come on, tell Mr. Francy, sparkle, sparkle. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Me too. Absolutely, I get it. I hope that the month gets better for you if it's been a struggle bus, and if it's been going well, I hope it keeps going that way. It's been a tough month for me so far personally, but we are gonna sparkle, sparkle. Now, that's not to say that I'm not, transparent on my videos, because I always am. I can't stand lying, and also, if I lie, then I need to remember the lie, and it just makes for so much hard work. So here's the situation. It's been a tough start to the month, but I always sparkle, sparkle. I do it for so many reasons, mainly selfless reasons. I want to sparkle positive energy all throughout the world, as you all know. But also I need to do it for myself, because even when times are tough, I feel like that's when you need the most sparkle that you can have. So, let's talk. I have been, dealing with something that has been increasingly, tough for me. Increasingly? Yes, increasingly and incredibly tough for me this month. So for those of you who aren't aware, very quickly in a nutshell, I was born with a congenital tooth disorder known as ameliogenesis imperfecta. Unfortunately, at the moment, most of my teeth have been extracted, so if it's hard for you to understand me, now you know why. And next week, I have my final lot of extractions. I will have no teeth left in my mouth, and then I go on a waiting list and will have upper and lower dentures placed in. Because of the fact that I'm going through these surgeries at the moment, life has been very different for me, and there have been things that I've had to handle in accordance with the differences that have come about because of this. Currently, my only job, if you will, is anything to do with the Mr. Francy Reads. So whether it be reading, doing these videos, being on the Discord, which, by the way, I'm on the Discord every single day. If you'd like to come along and say hi, link is right down there in the description as well as the first pinned comment, and we sprint every single day, and yeah. So come along, it's totally free to join. The party does not stop here at the videos. No, my friends, we talk every day. Anyway, so we'd love to have your company. Anyway, so because of this whole life change for me where I'm not currently doing a job that is paid employment, and therefore living a regular 9 to 5 or whatever it is schedule and having a regular routine, things have just been very laissez-faire, very interesting to say the very least. But unfortunately, the biggest downfall for me has been lack of energy. There are a lot of reasons that have contributed to me experiencing a very big lack of energy. I don't want to understate that. I also don't want to come across as someone who's trying to, make excuses or whatever, but life has been tough, and I much rather tell you all about the tough things that are going on than hide them, because, you know, if it can help even just one person hearing that I'm going to sit here and tell you all the truth, what's going on and how tough it's been for me, I'd much rather do that. So yeah, part of the deal is that because of the fact that I have next to no teeth left, it really does limit what I can consume every day, food and beverage wise. And owing to this, I have recently discovered that I am lacking big time in iron. With only 7 teeth in the middle of my top row, any type of meat, it's just not possible. I can't chew meat. Recently, I did find out, however, that if I have mincemeat, like in a bolognese, that works for me, because I can just, you know, swallow that and that's fine. But, anything like a steak, which I'm not really a fan of steak anyway, but for me, like chicken, I love my chicken, and I haven't been able to have chicken. I tell you, when the dentures come in, there are so many things I want to eat, and chicken is on the top of the list. And pizza too. Oh my gosh, I miss pizza so much. But yeah, my diet has not been the best at the moment, and I am currently basically eating mac and cheese every day because it's so easy to eat mac and cheese without having to chew. Yeah, we laugh sometimes because it's better to laugh than cry. But yeah, this has obviously led to a number of different complications, one of them being an iron deficiency. So, I went out and purchased some Spartone, which is right there on my shelf. I'm not going to go grab it, but some Spartone, and been having that. And then my father purchased me some iron tablets. And so for the first couple of days, I went on to the Spartone, and then the next 2 days I went on to the iron tablet, and I was advised recently, finish the Spartone first, then go on to the iron tablet. So as of today, I'm back on the Spartone and going to continue with that. My hope is that, you know, the longer time goes on and the more of the Spartone that I do take, the more energy I will have. Yeah, I find myself waking up at a decent hour, which I really appreciate. Like, I'm waking up at 8:30 in the morning, which for someone who doesn't have paid employment at the moment, that's very decent. And so I'll, you know, wake up at 8:30 and nothing need to know this, but basically go to the bathroom because that's what wakes me up. But then I find that I just go right back to bed and I wake up way too late in the day, which is not me. It's not something that I want to do. Even though I am not currently having paid employment, there are a lot of things that I do want to get done during the day, and waking up for me at like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon is not conducive to getting done what I want to get done. And so I have been rather upset with myself that this has been happening, and yet at the same time, I need to just keep reminding myself that it is what it is. And if I get negative towards myself, angry with myself, you know, spread any type of negativity towards myself, it's only going to harm me or harm me even more than if I was kind to myself. And I can't come on here and preach to you all to, you know, be kind and love one another and spread sparkling energy if I'm not doing that myself for myself. So that is a constant daily reminder that I have to give myself. Be kind to yourself. It is what it is. Tomorrow's a brand new day, and you know, you'll be fine. So this did impact my reading, and I did announce in my TBR for June, TBR video, June TBR video, that I may not get through all of the books that are on my TBR. I think something that is also applying a bit of pressure to me is that I've put 16 books onto my TBR for May as well as this month for June, and it's way too many. Granted, I'm currently reading Cozy Mysteries. For those of you who are new, hello and welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. You know this, but for those of you who are new, I've placed a Cozy Mystery embargo on myself where all I'm reading is Cozy Mysteries. So therefore, because Cozy Mysteries are usually shorter in duration in comparison to, say, a fantasy, for example, or a classic or something like that, I felt like I could add more books because I would have more time because the books are shorter. And what I'm realizing is that 16 books in a 30 or 31 day month means that I need to get through every single book, one per every 2 days. And if something comes up, or if I do sleep in, or I'm too exhausted to read, I find myself being behind in what I'm doing. And really, I don't like using the H word. So we'll say it quickly. The H word is hate. I don't like the word hate at all, because it comes with so much negative energy. But I'll say that I've grown to dislike myself when I get behind in my TBRs. So what I've decided to do is just read when I can read, not read when I can't read. I don't want to impact or influence the experience of my reading owing to how I'm feeling that day. If I am feeling in, not negative, because I do, as I say, try to sparkle, but if I feel like I'm literally reading purely for the sake of trying to catch up with my TBR, that's already going in with a negative attitude to my reading experience. So it's sometimes better to curb the reading and read when I'm in the mood to actually read. And also it makes it feel more like a job. And when it's a job and you have the target to read all 16 books, or I do, and I'm not on track, of course, it's hard not to get upset with myself and say, well, I'm so far behind and this is ridiculous. I had a chat with a friend recently, and you know who you are, so thank you very much for having this chat with me. We had a chat a while ago, and I'm glad that we did, because now I can think about it more and I see it in myself. Ever since starting my cozy mystery embargo on myself, all I've wanted to do is read cozies. The problem is, just like their catchphrase with Pokemon, I want to catch them all. I'm not a Pokemon fan, but the motto works here with my experience with cozy mysteries. I want to catch them all. I want to read every cozy that I can. I want to fill my bookshelves with cozies. Cozy. The problem is that I also want a reading year in 2025 that is quality over quantity, and I feel like I've regressed or digressed backwards into quantity over quality, which I don't want to do. So, I need to move forward and allow myself the freedom that if I'm not going to read on a certain day, that's okay. If I don't finish a book within the allotted 2 days to finish a 16 book TBR, that's okay. Maybe next month try and not have any spares and just have like 10, 11, no more than that books on the TBR, and again, no promises to get through them all. But yeah. In a nutshell, that's pretty much been my first 9 days, dealing with the lack of energy, dealing with what the consequences of that lack of energy when, despite not having paid employment, there are all these things that I want to get done, not just reading, other things as well, that don't get done, and then I get upset with myself for them. But then, I do remember, be kind to yourself and still sparkle, and, tomorrow is a brand new day. Another thing that I do need to put out there with regards to my lack of energy is that I'm a massive tennis fan. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into major detail, but just quickly for those of you who weren't aware, the second Grand Slam of the year, which is arguably the 4 Grand Slams throughout the year that professional tennis players play, are the biggest tournaments of the year. The second Grand Slam of the year just concluded last night, the French Open, and because I'm in Australia and that event is being played in Paris, time zones do come into play. They start playing round 1, I think they started at about 7:30 p.m. my time, and they would finish somewhere at around 5 a.m. my time. I didn't stay up that late every night, but there were a lot of nights when I did, and then so to wake up at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, one thing I need to realize is I'm only getting a maximum of 4 hours of sleep, which is obviously also going to contribute to my tiredness. I have been allowing myself what I call nana or nanny naps throughout the day, where I allow myself to just lay down and have a quick nap. I will literally set the timer that I set for the our Discord sprints on my laptop, because I know it will wake me up because it dings very loud. It's literally, if you want to look it up, it's the Google timer. Searching Google stopwatch, with the first thing that comes up, click to the tab that is the timer, set that, and hear it when it goes off. It's like, ding, 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 ding. Oh my gosh, it wakes me up. So, past couple of days especially, I've been allowing myself an hour here or there just because I sprint usually for an hour. So I would set the timer for a sprint for an hour, go to bed, and then allow it to wake me up and hopefully feel refreshed. All of this is to say things are hopefully going to start turning around and moving forward for me because the French Open is now over. But in saying that, we're now at my favorite surface time of year, which is the grass court tournaments, and things are even later over in England than they are in France. So we'll see. But, yeah, I am sending a lot of sparkles to you all. If you all can send me some sparkles, I would really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much to those of you on the Discord who were already aware of this, who have checked in with me either publicly or privately with a lot of support and saying that my health as well as mental health does come first. I really do appreciate that. I am taking it on board and it does mean a lot to me. So thank you very much. In saying that, I am, as of today, caught up with my TBR, but I don't think I'm going to read today. It's already 5:30 p.m, and if I start reading now, then I am going to continue on this whole thing of I'm going to read for like 5-6 hours, then have dinner, watch some TV, and go to bed again at 5 a.m. in the morning. So I think the best thing I can do is not read today and start again tomorrow and go to bed at a decent time, Mr. Francy. Hello? Go to bed at a decent time. Anyway, the good news is my dear Tay-Tay, my favorite tennis player, Taylor Fritz, is not playing singles tonight, so good. There's no excuse. Go to bed at a decent time, Mr. Francy. Alright, let's talk about what I have been reading, because, yeah, hello and welcome. It's been an interesting first 9 days of June for Mr. Francy. Alright, let's jump right on in. I have read, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 books, and tomorrow we'll start book number 5 for this month. So the first book that I read was this book, Brood Awakening by Cleo Coyle. This is book number 18 in the Coffee House Cozy Mystery Series, and I gave this book 5 stars. And what a way to come back. Towards the end of the month, where were we? May, I picked up a book that really ruined me, but in the best way. Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Sotanto. That book was so amazing that I suffered from the biggest bookish hangover. And if you watched my part 2 of my May monthly wrap, you'll see how I went from an overwhelming 5 stars with that one to a 3 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars for the next 3 books. So this is my first 5-star book that I've read since reading Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice to Murderers, and I was so happy. Given that this is book 18 in the Coffee House Cozy Mystery series, it has been an up and down journey for me, as it always is with any long sort of a series, but 18 books, you've got to be kidding me, is ridiculously long, and I'm not even done yet. There are 21 at the moment books in this series, and Cleo Coyle is still going. But there's a reason for that. It's a really good series. So basically we follow Claire Cosi, who, along with her ex-husband Matteo, runs a cafe in New York called The Village Blend. So in this book, Claire wakes up having no idea what's going on. She's in the park, but why? Also, she needs to get home to her 11-year-old daughter, but turns out her daughter is all grown up now, even has a boyfriend. Claire even has a fiancé. So why does she think Matteo and her only just broke up recently? Yeah, so it really was a case of amnesia for our protagonist Claire in this one, waking up in the park and thinking her daughter is 11 and she's got to run home to her daughter. This is book 18. I'm more than well aware. Anyone at this point who's read this series is more than well aware that her daughter is grown up. She's left the country. She's a famous pastry chef in a patisserie over in France. She is engaged. Claire now has another partner. So much has happened. So why this sudden bout of amnesia for Claire? Why did she wake up in the park? It was really fascinating. I have to give so much credit to Cleo Coyle for continuing to keep the storylines, the plot lines, the mysteries fresh in every single book in this series. If you're a fan of coffee and you love your cozy mysteries, I highly recommend reading this series because there's always a tidbit here or there about coffee and how to brew certain coffees or different types of coffees, what makes coffee this, what makes coffee that, blah, blah, blah. So lots of great factual information tied in among the actual stories. But this was just absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend this series. And for this book, I'm so happy I got it in hardcover because I don't normally get hardcover cozies, but I did with this one. I'm so happy I did because it was fantastic. 5 stars for this one. I highly recommend. So the next book that I picked up was this book, Nacho Average Murder by Maddie Day. This is book number 7 in the Country Store Cozy Mystery Series, and I gave this book a total of 4 stars. So the basic setup of this book is that we follow Robbie Jordan. Yeah, I got it right. Robbie Jordan, who runs a country store, which is like part country store, part diner, part B&B in Southlake in Indiana. In this particular book, while looking forward to a high school reunion back in California, Robbie's anticipation is complicated by memories of her mother's untimely death. At first, she has fun hanging out with her old classmates and reuniting with the local flavors, avocados, citrus, fish, and spicy Cal-Mex dishes, but then she gets wind of rumors that her mother, an environmental activist, may not have died of natural causes. With the help of friends, Robbie starts clearing the smoke surrounding the mystery, but what she finds could make it hard to get back to Indiana alive. So she is out in California for her high school reunion and her mother's death, and kind of dealing with all that at the same time. So the book was a solid 4-star read for me. The con for me was that it took place away from Southlake, so I had to meet an entirely new bunch of characters. It's not to say that I didn't like these characters, but part of what makes a cozy mystery series that is a long series, more than 3 books anyway, is that you feel at home in the hometown that it's set in. So sometimes for me it's very hard to go somewhere else. But I was given a heads up. I don't remember who, but someone gave me a heads up on the Discord saying, Miss Francy, before you pick up Nacho Average Murder, just so you know, they're not in the Southlake. And I really appreciate the heads up. So whoever you are, thank you. And extra sparkles your way. Thank you for letting me know. In saying that, as I said, I did love the new characters that we met, so that was good. Robbie as the main character is arguably the kindest main character I've ever met. I love when anything Latin comes up in a cozy. So, Robbie's friends, at the restaurant that she meets, they are all, I think they're Mexican, but so the Latin heritage, which I absolutely loved. And, it was fun having the Mexican restaurant owned by a mother and daughter team. I look forward to getting back to Southlake in the next one, and I gave this book 4 stars. So finishing this next book was tough for me. It was a double-edged sword, and that was because it's the final book that I can consume at the moment in this series. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently doing a massive crochet blanket, and I mean massive. I don't remember the last time I created a blanket that was this big. It starts there, and it goes all the way through to where the bookshelf is and behind that bookshelf. It is massive. And because of that, I'm currently listening to all of my cozies on audiobook. I absolutely love this series, but unfortunately after book 3, there are no more audiobooks. So come on, author, whose name is Ginger Bolton, what can we do to get more audiobooks from this series that I absolutely love? I am talking about book number 3 in the Deputy Donut Cozy Mystery series, which is called Jealousy Filled Donuts. First of all, how gorgeous is that cover? Secondly, Mr. Deputy Union! I love her. Because I keep saying him. But Deputy is a girl. So, her. I love her so much. Deputy Donut. She's my spirit animal. I love her. And I really honestly don't care what else goes on in the book as long as I get to see my Deputy Donut. So in this series, we follow Emily Westhill, the owner of Deputy Donut, the donut shop in Falling Brook, Wisconsin, alongside her cat, Deputy Donut, who the story is named after. In this book, it's 4th of July, and what better way to celebrate in Fallen Brook than a picnic? Emily is asked to provide donuts, but when a firecracker hidden in the bag of donuts hits the queen of the festival and explodes, killing her, and Emily is nearby, she becomes a suspect. So alongside Deputy Donut, Emily dons her sleuthing cap to determine who the real killer is. So, to my thoughts, I have loved this series from book 1 until now. My only regret is that the remaining books aren't available on audio, and therefore the journey ends for me here. Regarding my thoughts on the book, I continue to love Emily as our main character and love Miss Deputy Donut, the cat, so much. The mystery was interesting given I haven't come across this cause of death before. However, the reveal did let me down quite a bit. still a solid book, and I end my journey with the series on an absolute high and do highly, highly, highly recommend this series. Thank you so much to my dear friend Sherry for getting me onto this series. I wish there were more audiobooks out in this series because I absolutely would have continued on, but Sherry, you have found a way to inject brightness and a whole lot of sparkles for me by introducing me to this series. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and sparkles your way, because it is absolutely beautiful. If you have Cozy Mystery recommendations for me, let me know in either comments of my videos or over on the Discord, because I am so happy to take them on. And Sherry, thank you so much, and thank you, 4 stars for this one. The most recent book that I finished was book number 5 in the A Magical Cats Cozy Mystery series by Sophie Kelly, which is called Final Catcall. And here we have Owen, and here we have Hercules. I love this series. So in this series, we follow Kathleen Paulson, a librarian from Mayville Heights in Minnesota, who lives with her magical cats Owen and Hercules. In this book, Kathleen's ex comes to town wanting to win her back. If that's not enough, the local theatre festival is relocated to Maryville Heights, and Kathleen stumbles upon the very much dead director. Tough for him to be sure, but the perfect distraction from Andrew. So Kathleen dons her sleuthing cap once again to work out what happened. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack with this. I gave this book 4 stars, and the biggest reason why I gave it 4 stars was because of Andrew. So up to this book number 5, we've been following Kathleen, who is, I believe, single. I don't know if she is in a relationship. It's really tough to say, because she has a love interest that is the cop. Doesn't surprise any of us, right? The cop, the detective, whatever it is. And he's great, and they're great together, and he loves the cats and all that. So I'm happy with that. But I don't remember if they've actually been in a relationship at this point or not. But at the start of this book, Kathleen is single, so she's not with the detective guy. And then this ex, who is the whole reason why she moved to Mayville Heights, because I think he married like a cocktail waitress or something. Anyway, it was a horrible backstory. He comes to town fully convinced that he's going to win her back. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was cozy. It felt very, you know what I mean? It felt very yuck. Sorry, I can't think of the word, but very, like, sleazy in a way, and that's not cozy for me. Like, why are you here? Why are you trying to win her back? She ends up saying in the book, like, at least 10 times throughout the book, no, I'm not coming back to you, you need to go home, and he just doesn't listen. And that just really annoyed me. Like, it had me thinking, how would I cope if my ex came back into my life? Which, seriously, if my ex came back in my life, I'd be getting an intervention order very quickly. But if my ex came back in my life, it'd be no, goodbye, and not no, but stick around, but no. Man, it just annoyed me. But also it took away time from Owen and Hercules, who I love so much. They do feature in the book, don't get me wrong, but they would have featured a lot more predominantly had we not had this whole Andrew storyline, which we just did not need. So I was kind of thankful when the mystery began, because it allowed Kathleen to be distracted from the whole Andrew thing by trying to solve this mystery. I wasn't a big fan of the reveal, I have to be completely honest, but I love hanging out with Owen and Hercules. The ending after the reveal was absolutely fantastic and makes me want to just jump right into book 6, but I don't do that. I basically read 1 of these a month, although I think from next month onwards I'm going to read 2 a month, so yay, really excited about that. I think, don't hold me to it. But anyway, I gave this book 4 stars. I love this series, and just like I thanked Sherry with the Deputy Donut series, I have a massive shout out to give to my dear friend Jane over on the Discord, who got me onto this series. Jane, you have done so much for me in as far as cozies that you recommended to me, and this one just feels like coming home every time I come back to this book and this series, which is very special because sometimes I read series and it doesn't feel like home, but every time I'm hanging out with Owen, Hercules, and Kathleen, I just feel like I'm home. And so you know me really well, Jane. I'm so glad that you recommend this series to me. Thank you. And I definitely will be getting on to Second Chance at some point. But for now, just so much love and gratitude to you, Jane, and extra sparkles to you. And once again, to all of you all out there, if you have any cozy mystery recommendations that you feel are going to add some more sparkle and joy and coziness to my day, week, month, or year, please do not hesitate to comment in the comment section below or over on the Discord. I love all recommendations. Of course, please make sure they're available on audiobook because at the moment, still got to get through that massive blanket. But 4 stars from me for this one. All right, so before we run out of time, let's go through the plan for this upcoming week. Doesn't mean I'm sticking to it. This is just the plan. If I end up reading part of one book, it's fine and I'll forgive myself. But the plan, just again, plan for this week was to get halfway through Mrs. Morris and the Sorceress by Tracy Wilton today and finish it tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not starting it today. This bookmark is in here, but it's literally on page 1 for chapter 1. So, yeah. But I am looking forward to getting back to this world. Then on Wednesday, on Wednesday, I am going to do plan is to do a one-day read of this book number 5 in the Inn at Holiday Bay Cozy Mystery series, Haunting in the Hallway by Kathy Daly. Then on Thursday and Friday, I plan to spend 2 days reading this book by Familiar Means by Delia James. This is my A book in my A to Z Cozy Mystery Bingo board for the A Witch's Cat Cozy Mystery series. I loved book 1. It was so special to me. I gave it 5 stars. And then I plan to start Saturday with reading this book, Claws of Death by Linda Riley, which is book number 2 in the A Cat Lady Cozy Mystery series. If ever you want an abundance of cats, this is where you go because there are so many in this series. All right. That is where we are going to leave it. First week and a half of June is done and Mr. Francy needs some energy. So if you can send some sparkling energy my way, I would really, really, really appreciate it. But in the meantime, I'm going to let all of y'all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. If you have subscribed recently, thank you so much. I have seen the numbers slowly start going up. I don't do this for subscribers, for likes, or anything like that. I do this because it's a great way to celebrate books and reading. But to see things like that really do make my day. So thank you so much if you've come on board recently, whether just exclusively here to the channel, the booktube channel, or here as well as over on Discord. I really, really appreciate it. And to everyone who is putting out sparkling energy each and every single day on behalf of the Mr. Francy Reads community, I really, really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all the great work that you do to make this world a better place. Letting you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread that sparkling energy all throughout the world. Yeah! And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone. Bye.